Scan this body now and notice how it feels.
It's good.
Very good. So I'd like for you to continue into the light. And I'd like for you to meet with your Archangel. And as you find Samael, I want you to connect with him. And I'd like to ask Samael, what is the connection that you have with Donna? Yes.
She's my offspring.
She's your offspring. Can you explain what the role of offspring is to you?
As we were created on the first wave, we then had our own groups, and Donna was one of the first in my group.
Very good.
She was a part of me.
And what is your role?
Earth is my dominion.
Yes.
I am a warrior, much like Michael.
Yes.
But I have two faces.
Tell me about those two faces.
I have difficult work to do with souls.
What is this difficult work that you do?
I assist them in their learning.
How do souls learn when they come to the earth plane?
They choose their experience. And the experience is very much to do with the lesson they have been learning over many lives.
Yes.
When they choose a life, they choose a different perspective of that lesson. That is why we will have lives that are joyous and some which are in great contrast to that.
Yes.
But in each life we have, there is contrast. The duality of our life, where we have pleasure and we have pain. And I am there at those times of pain to intensify, to help you move through the pain to the other side, to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. So it would be like when we go through a very dark thunderstorm, and when it's done, the sun shines.
That is correct.
So what is Donna's role in this life? If she is your offspring, is she experiencing some of this learning or teaching?
I love Donna very much. She has agreed to work with me to help souls.
Yes.
She's done this in many ways. To balance her karma, she has done one particular form of work.
Yes.
And on an energetic level, it all looks the same. But she has had many roles. Sometimes she's just someone to listen to a story.
Yes.
Sometimes she's the person who plays the devil's advocate and will say something which will make them think or move them to see things from a different perspective. Sometimes she says things they don't like, but it is all part of their soul group, their soul lesson that they have chosen. Donna has been known to put her foot in her mouth sometimes, saying the wrong thing, but it always has a purpose. Sometimes the pie in the face works just as effectively, and sometimes a lot more quickly than going to school for 7 years to learn a lesson. So she has a role in helping souls grow.
Very good. So in this helping souls to grow, what spiritual gifts are being activated at this time?
Communication. She's beginning to open up her channels of communication. She has always been very well connected. I'm showing Donna a time where she was feeling very alone in the playground and looking up to the sky and feeling like she was missing something. And she was always the one to pick up someone from the ground who'd fallen over and grazed their knee. But then at other times, her ego got in the way. And she could be cruel to kids on the playground. So developing and refining her communication skills has always been a focus for Donna. Learning when to speak and when not to speak is just as important. So yes, communication and connecting with her guides. She has faith, but she has moments of doubt.
Yes.
And she questions. That's why she liked to write poetry, because she would just let it flow. And then she would close the book and revisit it many years later and then be amazed by what she wrote. Totally unaware of remembering what she wrote. So connection with spirit, connection with other people, even with animals and plants. She feels a bond between all living creatures. I'm showing her a picture of when she picked up a spider and took it outside the door for the first time, rather than crushing it. And when she started to connect with all forms and levels of nature. So she's always been a healer. She has healing hands. And she has healing in her voice. Her frequency resonates with some people.
Yes.
And she also, by moving her hands in certain ways, she forms energy and can send healing.
Has she done this before in other lifetimes?
She's had lifetimes where she would have been called a witch.
Mm-hmm.
She has been what you would call a Merlin,
Mm-hmm.
where it is not on this dimension. That is a story from another dimension where she has been magical.
Mm-hmm.
She has had lives in the elemental realm where energy moving is quite normal, where links to crystals. There are bonds with certain crystals of the earth which help transmute energies. But she's always had movement in her hands, much like a conductor in an orchestra.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The frequency of the movement is like the frequency of the voice, the frequency of music, the frequency of color. It's all connected.
So
And
how
as
can
she moves,
how can she use this movement moving forward now?
she uses her movement in her healing. She's doing her work.
Mm-hmm.
When talking to people, she actually moves energy, whether it be in the forms of sacred geometry, just movements along the matrix lines that are forming around people's bodies. She's aware that everyone has a matrix field. She does not see this, but when her hands move, they tend to move along and send energy along the matrix lines surrounding the Merkaba
Mm-hmm.
and the connection to Earth. She's connected to Earth. She's connected to Gaia. She is a portal of energy between the heavens and the Earth. So she can bring energy down. And she has done this before. She brings energy down through her crown into the Earth for healing. And the energy comes back up through Gaia to heal.
Mm-hmm.
There are many on the planet that can do this. She's not the only one. But she is placed in this part of the world to assist in this process, well, while others work in other places of the world,
Mm-hmm.
near other portals. She's not aware of any portals around her. She just knows that sometimes her hands move when she starts to talk to people and she gets messages and will ask some questions about something with their gut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing her a time when she was having a reading done. And she started moving her hands and excused herself. And they said, "Yeah, that is fine. You can do that." And then she said, "I'm feeling you've got something wrong with your stomach." And then the reader lifted his shirt and showed her a large scar across the stomach. And then she proceeded to give a healing to him.
Very
Yes, he was, yes, that was an insight for her at that time.
good. Will she be continuing with that moving forward now?
She will incorporate that into her work.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. So she's had many dreams before with the Intergalactic Connection, the Council of Greys.
Yes.
Would you permit her to go to this council now?
If she wishes to.
Okay. So the question that she gave us is she wanted to know about these dreams. So if her soul will permit it today, I'm going to count from 1 to 3 and ask the soul to take Donna to that place where she goes to in her dreams to find her connection. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me where you are.
I'm in a room, it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like I'm on a spaceship, but it's like a long oval room, but there's no flat walls. They're all rounded, like you would be inside an egg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the room would be, but it's large.
Yes.
And in the center of the room is, I would like to say a table, but it's not a table. It's like a long black oval shape.
Yep. A long black oval in the center of this oval room.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
very elongated.
Yes.
And around this, up to about 20 different beings.
Mm-hmm. Do they all look the same?
Well, they're all grey.
Okay, they're all gray, but are they different
But
sizes or?
they're different shapes and sizes. They are tall, skinny ones
Mm-hmm.
with very, very long heads. And there's some shorter,
Yes.
more rounded.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some with very dark, large eyes, and some with very small eyes, and some who just don't have eyes. It's more like, it's very different.
And as the observer, do you have a body there?
I do.
Mm-hmm. What do you look like there?
I've got wings.
I've got wings. Very good. So take a look at what this body looks like.
I'm sort of more energetic.
Mm-hmm. So are these energetic wings?
Yeah, they're not really wings. They're sort of, I have light coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
But it radiates outwards.
Yes.
And I'm very white. It's just very light and like radiant white light. And sort of hard. If you look at the center of me, it's very, very intense. Like you can't look at the weld. Like if someone's welding, it's that the intenseness of that light that you can't look at. That's what it's like.
So what is it that you do in this place, this oval room with these grays, looking like this? What is your role there?
I consult. I am ambassador. I think ambassador. That I come for them to share information with me about their concerns of what's happening in their galaxies.
Yes. So this council, are they different grays from different galaxies?
They represent many races from many dimensions.
Yes.
Some are from a 4D dimension, some are 6D, some are 5D, some are in 7th dimension.
So they're all different dimensions.
Yes.
What dimension do you come from?
I get 6th dimension. I feel I'm in the dimension of creation.
Okay. So being that you are from the 6th dimension of creation and you're there in this council meeting, what is the concern that they have at this time?
They have been discussing the ascension of Earth and discussing when will be the right time to be uncloaked. When will be the right time and how to reveal themselves without putting fear into the collective of Earth.
What is so important about the ascension of Earth? What does it matter to all of these beings? Why is it so important to them?
Because as Earth ascends, it impacts all of the universe. The universe is one. as we are one. So as the earth ascends, the energy of ascension ripples out through the universe.
And these beings, these greys from different dimensions, are they in a physical place? Are these dimensions physical to them?
Where we are today is energetic.
Okay. So they're projecting themselves into this place?
Correct.
All right, very good.
Here.
So what is the importance of all of these beings to uncloak themselves to the beings on Earth?
It is a growth moment for both them and for the collective of the earth. They are concerned that if there is a sudden uncloaking, that the fear, similar to the fear people have experienced during this time of the virus, will impact the energetic level of the earth and impact the ascension process.
I see.
So they do not want fear of the whole earth collective to lower the energies, because ascension is not a place. Ascension is a place of being. And we move like a sine wave up and down through these dimensions all the time. So they're concerned that the fear will lower the frequency and impact upon the ascension process.
I see.
And therefore impact the rest of the universe as the ripples of fear go out.
These beings, these greys, have they been uncloaked before on Earth at some time?
Yes, they have.
What happened that they needed to hide?
The military didn't understand. And some were killed. Some were experimented on. And nobody knew. Nobody knew. But some did know. And stories got out. But then with those stories, the story was changed. The propaganda was changed, the perception of what happened, and fear about aliens started to affect movies that were being made, stories that were being created, newspaper articles, different groups forming, conspiracy theories were beginning. Whereas before there was so much trust in government that they had the well-being of the people in their mind. But when this happened, distrust started to occur between the people and government. Distrust about external threats coming into Earth gave the government more power and control over the people. New services were opened up in the government to cloak this information. So some people knew, some people didn't, and some people were in the business of covering up. We do not want this to happen again. We want for people to understand, people of the earth to understand that we are all connected and we mean you no harm.
Very good. Was there ever a plan to have people on Earth kind of be as way showers in order for this to be uncloaked? For
Yes.
example, is Donna one of these way showers to allow this to happen?
Donna can be an anarchist if she chooses to be.
Mm-hmm.
She will certainly speak her truth. She does not hold back. But there are others who are more passionate about this.
Mm-hmm.
Some may call them fundamentalists in this area. Donna demonstrates a balance between the two. You have extremes of this is the way it should be on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Donna is the middle ground. So she is not one to wave a flag and march down the middle of the street saying and protest. She be the one to say, well, have you thought about this? Can you see what's happening over here and over there? Why is it happening this way? Let's think about it rather than going into reaction mode like so many do around us. When they buy up toilet paper during the virus, so the shops are full, can't provide toilet paper to the masses because people have got interfered. This is about taking the middle ground, always feeling into the process, feeling into what's happening around us, and trying to understand rather than reacting.
Yes. So she asked about her role of Ascension. Is that what she's doing?
Taking the middle ground and being someone to speak the truth when it needs to be said, and to help souls with their journey.
Very good. So what does the Council of Greys need to tell humanity at this time?
It's important that you don't live in the fear. Fear is controlling. And if you choose to sit inside that egg of fear, that's exactly where you'll be. It's important to treat every bit of information that comes your way, whether it be something that does not resonate with you. Treat it as something just floating by that you observe. And just watch. Take in what you need to take in at the time and let the rest go. You do not need to feel the emotion of every situation. You can just watch, observe, and process.
Very good. So what is the reason that Donna was brought to this session today? She's had many different hypnosis sessions in her practice. What is it that she needed to take care of today?
Since Donna's last session, she has been working on her health and releasing a lot of toxins from her body.
Mm-hmm.
So with the release of the toxins that she's had in her body, things that were hidden have come to the fore, ready to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
So today, attachments and lives came up that she needed to address, which she could not address before. There was too much luggage in the closet hiding those things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So as she has feng shuied her belongings and her body and cleared the clutter. Things are ready to be released.
Wonderful. Very good. Is there any other message that you have, or do you feel that we are complete for today?
Oh, I think we are done.
Very good. Welcome back.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, I'm going to adjust this so I can see you. You made me cry. You made me cry.
Well, that's good. I did my job.
You did a kabuli, I think.
I did quite a kaboolies. I did a few kaboolies there.
You know what? This thing doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. Oh no, it sounds screwing. That's okay. Sorry.
That's all right.
Just a little bit. Yeah, the energy's still running, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say that when you put the colors into me with the tuning fork,
yeah,
it was amazing. It was amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
amazing.
It made a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they want fairies, they want dragons, they want, magical things, and I can understand that. I can understand.
Yeah. So a lot of people will tell me, "Oh, my hair is like really weird." They tell me,
Joy.
it was like sticking up. So people will tell me, "Oh, I fall asleep to this thing," and it's like, well, you can't fall asleep when you're dealing with those types of issues,
Correct.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing, is that when I do these sessions, I can't show that. That's automatically taken out. So let me ask you something. We did connect with Samael.
Samael, that's correct.
Samael.
Yes.
We connected
Yeah.
with Samael. We connected with the Council of the Greys and about the Ascension. Do you want to share that part?
Yeah, I'm happy to share that. That's fine. As long as my makeup's all good. I'm joking.
You look fantastic.
No, I was just joking.
You look fantastic. Yeah, because there was a lot of good information there about the Ascension.
I can remember little bits and pieces of it. I'm sure it'll be better when I watch it back. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, what I found, and I talked about the last one you put up on YouTube with Michelle.
Yeah.
Everything she said resonated.
Yeah.
About the animals, and just knowing that even they've chosen that life to come here to this earth. And I speak from someone who, my husband and I have a farm of cattle, and he treats the soil in that farm so beautifully. He feeds those girls so really, really well, and like they're so loved, where all the farms around us, they're not taken care of as well. And everyone says, like, how come, your cows are so plump and,
so happy.
And they're happy. He comes to the gate and they run to open he opens it so they go to the next pasture. They know him, they're bellowing as soon as he walks in the gate. So, when she said that, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that's been said. It was just so nice to hear that. So thumbs up to Michelle for channeling that. Can I just say that, yeah.
Well, thumbs up to you too, because that was a lot of beautiful things that came through too about us. So, why don't you tell everybody who you are and where you are, what you do, so that they could connect with you?
Okay, so I've done Introspective Hypnosis course, and so I'm a practitioner, and I'm donnawunsch.com is my website. I'm very new, but I'm very good. But I also have done other modalities of healing as well. Transference healing, theta healing. I've done. I have my own brand of multidimensional healing, which I can do online through Zoom as well. I only do online sessions. I only do in-person sessions with my closest friends at this stage. I just don't have. I've only got the facility for Zoom for everyone else. So I'm internationally and locally as well.
So where are you located?
I'm on the northern beaches of New South Wales, Australia.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. And Yes. So it's a lovely, we're in winter here. Our winters are probably like an English summer. So it's quite pleasant here. It's quite pleasant. You can still swim around here. So it's, yeah,
That's
it's
great.
a nice place to be. It's a nice place to be.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so keep watching Alba, everyone. She's wonderful.
And one of the things that people may ask is how long did it take you to get a session? And we were discussing that at the beginning.
Yeah. So when I focused, if anyone out there is very good at manifesting, do it because it works. And it got me a session. It brought people into my sphere, my circle, that gave me the clues of when to click that button, what time to be on my Gmail to get a session. And if you want it bad enough, if you're in that much pain that you want that session, and let me just say that these sessions can be quite full on. So it's really good. Like, people who come and have a session with either myself or Alba or any other practitioner, we want them to be needing us. Yeah, we can take you on the fairy journeys if you want that, but it's, usually your soul brings you to us because it's what you need and what you want what you have to have at the time. So it's if you want it, it will happen. It took me 2 years when I started focusing on really focusing on getting a session with Alba. It started working. I started doing things, and I recommend doing scale away frequency groups with her. Amazing. Do her gatherings if you get an opportunity. Anything like that, and you will bring her into your energy field, and it will happen. Simple.
Thank you very much for that. And it's true. It seems that the people who do take my frequency sessions or do the gatherings seem to be the ones who get the sessions pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Because
we
it's so,
start to synchronize. Yeah, it's synchronicity.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Mm.
So thank you very much, Donna, for that. And for those of you who want a session with me, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. You need to subscribe to my newsletter, which comes out about once a month. I have very limited sessions each month. I'll just let you know about that. And they go very quickly. So I hope I get to see you. And like Donna said, either go to a gathering or really take advantage of these frequency sessions. I do it with scalar waves and with tuning forks. And like Donna said, those tuning forks really are very powerful. Very
Extremely.
powerful. So thank you very much. Until the next one. And I hope you're doing well. Much love
Thank
to
you
you.
very much. Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.